Welcome back, everybody. This is your boy Stay Puff 1983, and I'm back with the second episode of Morituri Monday. This time, Strikeforce Morituri issue number 2. As you can see, the cover says, "Can you survive a walk in the garden?" This issue is about the team manifesting their powers, because in the first issue, outside of one character, which was Aileen, none of them really had their powers manifested, or come out. So this issue is about them, learning to get that power to come out of them so they can be used in battle against the Horde. And one thing that's particular about the Horde and how they kill their enemies, humans, is that they do something called a high dive. And what I mean by the high dive is that they take humans way up in their spaceship above the Earth atmosphere, and then they just toss them out, one by one, toss them out, and have them fall into the Earth atmosphere, their bodies burn, and as you can see here, they're actually watching a high dive commence, and people being thrown out, coming through the atmosphere, burning up. It's a pretty sick, disgusting way to take out enemies, just to take them all the way up there and then just have them fall to their grisly death by burning up. They really wanted to go out into combat, but the commander stopped them and said that you need to manifest your powers. So the group comes into the garden, and they wear these specialized suits that is given to them, as you can see on the first the cover. And one thing about these suits is the collars are irritating them. Every time you see all of them holding the back of their head saying, "Man, these collars are a pain." The collars actually have something inside them that injects them with something to stress them out even more, because the whole point of bringing out the Morituri powers is to stress them out. You gotta be under stress. And when you're under stress, that's when the powers manifest. So each one of them go through trial by fire, if you call it. He encounters a plant that shoots some fire. And they each go through their trials. And you see Jeline being attacked by a snake, and she's pretty much helpless because her powers ain't manifest yet, but her powers ain't really something that's, more of a defensive thing. And Marathon tries to help her out, and his powers ends up manifesting in the form of, burning up, because he's using energy. And then Harold encounters a cockatoo, and then plasma beams pop up. And they're going through these stressful situations because the commander sees it as a way to bring out their Morituri powers. But at what cost? They may die within this test in itself, If they don't really survive the process of the garden, they may die, and it'll be at what cost? Yeah, you need them to bring out their Morituri powers, but if they don't and they end up dying on the garden, it's almost like a lost cause. Now you gotta start the process over, recruit new young people. And it's here where Harold discovers that the collar is actually injecting them with some type of drug or laced with drug that is forcing them to be stressful, and lose all sense of control. And he encounters one of his Morituri members down and out, you know, and he's seeing all this happen around him, all these members of the Maturi group being down, especially Jolene, and then he realizes that, hey, they're actually watching us, and Marathon is using the most energy, but now Jolene is trapped in the cage, and he starts using a lot of his energy to try and break her out, like desperately. So his Matori powers is really coming into effect. That he's under duress, trying to break his teammate free. That his Matori powers is really coming out. So the process is working, but again, they can overuse the Matori power and end up killing themselves. So that's the double-edged sword that they're going through the whole thing. And Harold goes on a rage because he finds out that the commander is watching him, and he goes in straight attack mode, beating her up. And it's a pretty savage beating. He does not hold back at all. He was really laying it into the commander. And she was taking it, because she knew throughout the whole process that what she was doing was it needed to be done, but at the same time she felt conflicted about it herself because she really didn't want to, hurt these young people, But at the same time, she had a job to do. So at the end, when he was about to deliver the last blow, Marathon stopped him, and he had Jolene in hand, and saying that their powers actually came activated throughout the whole thing, and they was able to fight off all the negative effects that the garden was hitting them with their powers. And that's when they realized that, yeah, our powers is activated, it's ready, and that's when they get their new suits on the next page, and they start giving them each other code names. So yeah, the commander took a beating, but at the end, she understood exactly what Harold was going through, why he did what he did, and she told him like, hey, I understand exactly why you did it, but it had to be done, and everybody's powers manifest, and now the group was ready to go into war against the Horde. So this issue was all about them growing their powers. It was all about them learning how to manifest their powers within them. And it was done in a way where, you know, they did it in a way where, you put them in a test and then they struggled. You had to drug them up, and then they struggled dealing with the situations that was around them, but they was able to figure it out, free each other, and then, use their powers to get to each other out of the situation. So this was all about growing the powers, and we get to see the different power sets. Raiden, who is this fella here, he is Raiden. He has radiation powers, so his powers is able to radiate and hurt anything around him. Jolene is pretty much an adept, because her ability is to decipher and counter things. Snapdragon, which is her on the edge right there. That's Snapdragon. She has plasma burst. Then Marathon I told you about earlier, he absorbs energy and then stores it, Plus he's the strongest member of the group. So each member has their own different set of powers, and now they're ready to go take that into the battlefield against the Horde, who are really savages when it comes to killing humans. And there was also a scene in here where Horde is talking amongst themselves and they're ready to pillage the country, pillage the world. Especially after their commander died thanks to the Black Watch. So they're really ready to go amp up this war and, just say, we're going to take out all of the humans and we're going to take what resources we need. And that's pretty much what setup is going to be. Now that they got their powers, the next issue is all about fighting the Horde. Can we defeat the Horde? How long can this battle go? And it's going to be getting interesting in the next couple of issues, in terms of, how these characters interact and who's going to die due to the Morituri effect. That's the one thing about this series, that as soon as you get attached to a specific character, boom, they can be taken out, either through the war or through a Morituri effect. So it'll be interesting going through these next couple of issues, seeing who's going to bite the dust first, because you can never get attached to somebody, because if you do, they could be gone within 2 issues. And that's the thing, that this series was really ahead of its time in terms of doing character development on each character, and then saying, now that we did the character development, boom, they gone. And you keep reading this to find out, how these characters are going to cope with knowing that their lives is only a year before they go, or they can go within that year. So that's my little recap of Strikeforce Morituri issue number 2. I'll definitely keep doing these if y'all want to see more of them. So with that in mind, this is Stay Puft 1983 signing out for Morituri Mondays.